We are live. Welcome back to the West Coast Draft Podcast in the final edition of the game by game picks
We made
preview
it.
overview. We made it. We're doing 2-1 this time. We're doing the NFC North and the NFC West all in one. It was also 53-man roster day, boys. We
Yeah, we
got
learned
some
from our
final
mistake last
rosters.
year of having a whole episode for the last division. We learned from
Yeah.
that mistake,
What
folks.
Yeah, where we have like five games to cover in the entire episode. Learned from that. We're better from that now. But what we now have today, not only do we have that, we also have some 53-man rosters to break down. I imagine we'll probably all go through it somewhat quickly. You know, we talked about this a little bit last night, so there might not be a ton of surprises, but there probably were some surprises.
Oh, there definitely were
I
surprises
want to
for
talk
me.
about. So, but the nice thing is we got two divisions left to talk about. We're going to cover them all today. We're obviously going to be talking about the esteemed Green Bay Packers and the esteemed San Francisco to
Ugh.
49ers, as well as some other teams.
Quest for 6 year 30 something now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Can't hate on having five though. That's more than any of our teams can
I'd
say.
rather have one new one than five old oldies. That was the meme back in the day. It's like a hot girl and a bunch of grandmas.
So, let's see, just getting some things ready. Okay, here we go. All right, we're ready to go. We're all set. I have to get the thumbnail ready, you know? But we got 8 teams to break down in the game by game picks section. That one might take a little bit longer than normal, but the nice thing is we've already got a lot of their games picked. And as we cycle through, by the time we get to the NFC West, which will be the last division we cover, um, we're gonna have most of their games picked, kind of like we did
Yep.
yesterday.
Just
So
divisional games left after that.
so we will hop right into the game by game, or not, sorry, no, we're not gonna hop into game by games. We're gonna go ahead into 53 roster day, cut down day. Tomorrow, practice squads are finalized, and also, waiver wire claims will get finalized as well. So still a lot of roster movement here over the next couple days. But we've got 52-man roster for
Now let's start with the
Detroit
Bengals, the team that
and
we're
53.
get them out of the way for the day. Get rid of
Get them
them.
out of the way. All right. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. You know what? Do you guys want to talk about the Lions and Seahawks 53s when we
No, I
actually
want to
get to
talk
their
about them right
schedules?
away. I want to talk
All
about them
right.
right
All
away.
right. All right. It was just a proposal.
I'm all queued up. I'm ready to go.
All right. All right. Well, in that case, talking Bengals here, as I am wont to do. No surprises, obviously, at QB, Burrow and Browning, only two they were going to carry. No surprises there. Running back, only carrying three. Again, no surprises there. Wouldn't be surprised if they pick up a fourth on in free agency now. Samaje Perine obviously being a name to kind of keep an eye out for here. Carrying six receivers, again, not too much of a surprise. You can almost argue they're carrying a seventh with Mike Gesicki. But on that note, they're carrying five tight ends, which is a little bit of a surprise, but I'm glad because I didn't want to cut any of those five guys.
Mhm.
I think they're all really good. So I'm happy they're keeping all five of these guys for now, obviously. On the offensive line, Jackson Kirkland made the roster. I know we speculated on that yesterday, but he is the backup left tackle right now for Orlando
Jackson Ham,
Brown.
captain, former captain.
So, then on the interior, Matt Lee beat out Trey Hill, as I've been wanting and
Pounded the table for
pleading
that
for
one.
all. I've been pounding the table for that one, and Trey Hill was horrible in the preseason. Matt Lee was borderline elite in the preseason. There you go. That makes it easy decision.
What are
Glad
we
the
fucking doing
front
here?
office personnel folks made the right call there. Amarius Mims, obviously, he's not healthy right now, but good to see he's not starting on season on IR. Means he'll probably be able to come back relatively early. We'll start with the edge rushers here. Only carrying four right now.
How much is
Hendrickson
Amarius
aside.
maybe even going to play though this year
He was actually projected starting right tackle before he got hurt.
over Trent Brown? Okay,
He'd beaten Trent Brown out for the starting right tackle spot.
okay, okay.
Now
Not a
obviously
bad
Trent
fallback
Brown
option.
played, yeah. If Trent Brown plays well in their first few games, which obviously is the hope, then you don't necessarily need a Marius Mims to come back in, or sorry, Marius Mims. I know we called him Marius Mims, and then I learned after he got picked, it's a Marius Mims. Still adjusting to that. Marius. Okay. Edge rusher. I'm trying to go through this quickly. only carrying four edge rushers right now. Hendrickson, Asai, Hubbard, not a surprise.
I mean,
Cedric
it's not like
Johnson, a
you're gonna
little
be
bit
rotating
surprised.
much though.
Right, exactly. Obviously Cam Sample being hurts this, and then obviously Miles Murphy on IR to return, so he could come back week 4. Tough timing on that, but should be fine long term is the good news. Um, in the interior, carrying 6 interior defensive linemen right now. Sheldon Rankins, BJ Hill, obviously the starters. Chris Jenkins, McKinley Jackson, who has been hurt all preseason, but good to see again. He's not a PUP or IR guy. Means he'll probably be able to come back early in the season. Surprised they kept Jay Tufele. Not upset about it. He's shown flashes, but I was a little surprised there. Linebacker decided to carry 5. Like I said last night, I was surprised that my guy Joe Goodberry believed they were going to cut Joe Bacci. I think he's a really solid special teamer slash backup backer in a spot. Zhang Meta, really glad he made the team. Also learned how to pronounce his name. It's Jong Meta. So he was a preseason
Something
star.
to add though. How many of those guys are actually threes in your opinion? I don't think Chris Jenkins is a
Um,
three.
I'd say Chris Jenkins is a 3. I would
I'd
describe
say he's
these
more
three
of a
guys as
he's not a pass rushing three. Is what I'd say. He's a big guy.
I would just honestly now that I look at this, I would Rankins is a
That's what I
3.
was thinking. That's what I would
That
have thought. I would have
these
swapped
two I would
those.
flip. These two I would flip. The other ones I'm fine with.
Zach Carter's a three.
Yeah, Zach Carter's. Zach Carter's borderline at defensive end.
That's okay. That's what I really see. What I think of it when I call someone a three, they can't play the one or the shade or the two I is what I'm saying.
Mhm. No, that's
Chris
fair.
Jenkins can't. When I call someone a three, I call them like a pure three, kind of that Zach
That's
Carter
fair.
type.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not sure why my guy Paul Danner here decided to have BJ Hill as just a 3 tech and Sheldon Rankins as
Yeah,
D
I
tackle,
was
but
like,
no, these two
BJ
should be
Hill's not a
flips.
three.
BJ Hill is not a 3 and
Sheldon
Rankins
Rankins
is not
definitely.
a nose.
Yeah,
So, not granted, BJ Hill's not a nose either, but he's more versatile with that.
yeah.
Uh, um, let's see, corner room. Obviously, you got
Do
Mike
they
Hill.
really use much of a true nose though? They use a shade,
They
don't
when they
they?
had DJ Reader, they did.
Yeah, true. They'll probably
They
use
don't have
BJ
that
as a
option
shade.
anymore. Yeah, they probably if they had a true nose, it'd be McKinley Jackson.
True,
But
but he's hurt.
yeah. Corner room here. You DJ Turner's not slot corner. You'd probably flip DJ Turner and Josh Newton here. Would be he Paul responded in one of the replies that yeah, here you go. Literally, it's right here. You'd swap Turner and Newton. So there you go. Newton's the backup slot. So you got Mike Hilton, Cam Taylor Britt, Dax Hill, and DJ Turner, kind of 3-man rotation there on the outside. Geno Stone and Von Bell's the starting safeties, but I imagine there's going to be a healthy dose of Jordan Battle in there too, so they can do a 3 safety look.
Yeah,
Which, if there's anything about good old Lou, he loves his 3 safety looks. So,
yeah.
and then at on special teams here, McPherson obviously won the kicker job because there was no competition because they just signed him to a big contract extension. Ryan Rico won the punter job, but that was more just because Brad Robbins got hurt. We'll
How does
see
a
if there's a
punter get
competition.
hurt, man?
I don't know. You pull your hammy, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll see if Brad Robbins gets that job back when he's healthy, but I think Brian Rico slightly outperformed him in preseason, so I'd be okay if Ryan Rico just keeps that job. He'll have some live reps to, earn the job. And then Cal Adamitis locked in.
oof. Cam Sample and Deontay Smith out for the year.
Yeah, I don't really care too much about Deontay Smith. He probably was a cut candidate, but Cam Sample getting hurt, that's
That's
really
tough.
tough. As is Chris Evans because he was fun. He was a good special
He
teamer.
was.
Um, Yeah, Breeze Cool will return. DJ Ivy will
What's the
return.
difference between the IR and the pup? Is pup just
I
longer?
think Pup is 4 games. IR is only 3 games.
Nope.
And
IR is
you can
four. IR is
designate you
four.
can no IR is only 3. I think.
Nope, it's four.
You sure? I'm pretty sure it's 3.
100% because I've been talking about it nonstop because of Uchenna.
Let's see.
I think pup is six.
Mm, um, Pup designations. Okay, here we go. We're looking this up live on the pod. Pup list is made up of players who are physically unable to perform, obviously, at the start of training camp. These players have football-related injuries
Mm,
like those on the IR list, but pup designations do count towards the active roster limit. Players cannot be placed on the pup list once they've completed one practice or played in a preseason game. They can be moved to the reserve pup list during roster cutdown and won't count against the active roster limit. They will, however, be forced to sit out the first 4 games of the season. So it's four. IR, probably the most common designation. IR stands for injured reserve. Players on the injured reserve list are unavailable due to football-related injuries and are expected to miss a minimum of 4 games. So there you go.
so they're
Teams can
both
include
four.
up
They
to
just
eight
got
players.
put on different times.
Yeah. Teams can include up to 8 players in the IR list during the regular season, up to 10. When a player leaves the IR list and is fit to return practice, they must be reinstated to the active roster or be placed on the season-ending injury list within 21 days. Players in the IR list are not included in the active roster, meaning that they don't count towards 53-man limit. Their salaries do count against salary cap, though, which makes sense. NFI list that's its
Yeah.
own thing. That's also
Jeffrey
complicated.
Gunter retiring.
Yeah, which is sad. He actually, what's funny? He actually dominated in their first preseason game against Tampa. He looked great, and then he retired like 2 days later.
You just
That
like
was tough.
sometimes you're like, I'm done.
Yeah, he wanted to go out on top. I'll give him credit.
The old
Um,
Vontae Davis halftime retiring.
a halftime retirement. But yeah, it sounds like to kind of the difference. For all intents or purposes, it's 4 games for both of them. But that pup just means I think that he's been hurt since the start
Yeah,
of the
hasn't
preseason or not
practiced. I
preseason
think
training camp. Hasn't
hasn't
practiced
practiced
at
or played.
all. And then our return, they
I
got
bet it
hurt
has
at
to
some
do with
point.
like insurance stuff. Is my guess.
Probably. But anyways, that's not super important. Point being, these guys aren't going to be available for a while. But DJ Ivy and Miles Murphy will be playing for the Bengals at some point this year. Brad Robbins, we'll see. Depends on how Ryan Rico does at punter.
Yeah.
So that's the Bengals. Not a ton of surprises. I already talked the ones that I think Jackson Kirkland making the roster, which shocked me at this time like a month and a half ago, but very happy for him. Same with John Meta, but after his preseason performance, I had a feeling that he'd make it. No other major surprises. Happy with how it turned out. Stay healthy. Go win a Super Bowl. Go Bengals. Who Dey? There it is.
Why is Zoe 101 trending? I like Zoe 101.
I have no idea.
I was
No,
a
no,
Nickelodeon
no
kid.
idea why
Those are
Zoe
some elite
101.
shows. You had Zoe 101, Ned's Declassified, and Drake and Josh on at the same time. All 3 elite shows. Sucks that
All right.
there's a lot of shitty things that came up after
All
recently.
right. Daniel. We're gonna blue ball Rob here, and we're gonna have Daniel
Literally
talk about
blue
the
balling me.
Lions. Literally blue
Honolulu
ball.
blue balling me.
Well, just to
Honolulu
move
blue
on
ball.
further, I got to talk as slowly as possible
There it is.
Oh,
to
Perfect.
really get this man to just wait and count every second.
Jake Fromm didn't make the Lions roster. What the
He
hell,
didn't.
man?
Dude,
That's
he had
ridiculous.
top two drives against Pittsburgh's 4 stringers, man. I was so pissed. They didn't make the team, bro. Nah,
he's an elite quarterback.
dude, best quarterback in the league. Nah,
That's
I
going
was,
to be on
I
the
wasn't pissed
soundboard.
about
Joe
it.
Flacco is an elite quarterback.
It's just kind of whatever, but at least we got to see something good from him. I was actually kind of surprised though that Nate Sudfeld isn't the starter. I didn't think Jared Goff would make the team, but here we are.
Yeah.
How many
shocker.
quarterbacks do the Lions usually carry?
What's up?
How many quarterbacks do the Lions usually carry?
We usually carry just 2. I think last year was the only time we carried 3 because we had Teddy Bridgewater as the 2, and then Nate Sudfeld was third string. But Nate Sudfeld is also a practice squatter. I don't know what they're gonna do with him this year, but no, we usually carry 2. So we got Goff and Hooker as the backups, which was a little surprising because in past years, the coaching staff shown a bit of an affinity for Nate Sudfeld and the knowledge that he has at least off the field, and they valued quarterbacks like that. But
I know you said you're like, just make him a coach.
no, that's what I've been saying, man. They should just make him an assistant coach at this point, But it's good to see Hooker get his opportunity as a backup. Running backs, not surprising. Sonny Baki crushed it in preseason. Didn't really have to see too much else there. Receivers, Oh, look at that. Yeah, no
Oh,
really
sorry.
surprising
Only carrying
receivers.
4 receivers is a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Eh, not really. I mean, Isaiah Williams played really well, and there was a big competition for that X role that I was talking to
Mhm.
you guys about earlier. But the thing is, all those guys that were competing were cut. Dory's Fountain got cut. Caden Davis got cut. DPJ got cut. A few
Tim
others I missed
Patrick
got cut.
season.
But Isaiah Williams made it.
Turn his
You
career
know what?
around there. He fits that. He definitely fits. He's definitely a kneecap biter.
The thing with guys like Isaiah Williams, and I
His,
mentioned
his kneecap's been bit by the injury bug. Ooh.
fuck, I just spaced out. No, okay. I remember what I was gonna say. So guys like Isaiah Williams is kind of proves what the whole point of preseason is. Like, to be honest, guys, I don't care if starters look like shit. I don't even care if starters look good. Like, people are talking about Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and some other guys looking good, but I want to watch them play real games. Because here's the thing: TJ Stroud looked terrible in last year's preseason, and he absolutely balled out when the games actually counted. So you never know what's going to happen there. But what preseason does do well is guys like Isaiah Williams, who are on the fringe of making a roster, if they can show out in those 3 games and they really make an impact, then they can carve out a spot as a backup on the team. And Isaiah Williams was the only backup receiver that really made an impact out of any of the receiver core that played for us in these 3 games. So it's good to see him make the team. And then obviously this should be updated with Tim Patrick as our other receiving
Right.
option.
Well, he's on the practice squad, so technically not, but he will be probably active in games.
He probably will be. I think they just want to get him up to speed for a little bit, and then once they feel,
He's got 2 weeks. They practice in these 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they are.
Bengals are practicing right now. I know because
Exactly.
every single day they're posting a picture of Jamar at practice just to spite Adam Schefter.
That's pretty funny. No, but the Lions should be practicing.
Well, personally, I'm gonna push back on that. I think Isaiah Williams can make that same kind of impact in practice and in joint practices. I don't think you need games for it.
Isaiah Williams, but
Well, he was saying Isaiah Williams is what the preseason is for.
well, yeah, but he's a UDFA guy. I mean, you probably don't necessarily. UDFA guys, you want to see how they perform in games. Like,
I think preseason is just such a waste of time.
Here's the thing: I wasn't arguing necessarily in favor of either point. I wasn't really necessarily trying to bring.
Oh, okay. I thought that's the argument you were making.
No, I wasn't trying to differentiate between like joint practices or preseason or anything. I was just saying like you could have a joint practice, you could have preseason games like this. The main purpose of having any of that kind of deal is to see what your backups are made of, because these coaches already know what the starters are made of, and or guys that are rookies who are supposed to start, like Caleb Williams, for example. You're going to see what they're doing in real games anyway. But anyway, that's we could go so deep on that topic, but we don't really need to.
Anyway. Yeah, we're finally done with that crap.
No, exactly. Yeah, Tim Patrick, hopefully he gets up to speed, but he should hopefully come good for us.
He fits the team chemistry.
It's pretty surprising. I mean, Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, that's a pretty obvious order there. But Parker Hesse making it over Shane Zylstrom, I think, was the biggest shocker that we had coming out of cuts. Because Shane Zylstrom played a lot of games for us the last few years, but apparently the coaches really liked Hesse's blocking, and they were really emphasizing blocking talent for that third tight end. And Zylstra is not that kind of tight end, unfortunately. So he unfortunately didn't make the cut. And Parker Hesse does, so hopefully he can help strengthen our run game a little bit going into the year. O-line.
That guy from UBC make the team? Is that Giovanni Manu?
Giovanni Manu, he made it. Yep.
Manu made it, yeah. He's gonna be like way down the depth chart.
Oh, of course.
Like if he ends up starting, then our
he's another Bernard Ryman.
But he showed enough flashes to stick around on the roster. The real shout out on the O-line though, Dan Skipper. Every year that he's played for the Lions until this year, he got cut and then cleared waivers, played on the practice squad, and then filled in for some injured guy. But this year, he makes the full roster in the first
go. What college did Bernard Ryman go to? UNI?
Central Michigan.
Oh, okay. He went to UNI. That was Penning, right?
No, yeah, Penning went to UNI, yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting NIU and UNI confused.
Oh, I know. They have the same colors.
No. NIU is red, black, and UNI is golden, purple.
I'm thinking of a different gold and purple team then.
Yeah, you are. Shame.
There's a mid major that is also
East
gold and purple.
Carolina.
No.
That doesn't matter. Go ahead, Daniel.
That's kind of everything on the O line, though. Nothing really too surprising other than that.
Next slide, please.
Go. Defensive line.
Defensive line. So
This is
I guess
such a white team.
I should note as well there were a few minor injuries picked up from some guys. Like Jameer Gibbs picked up a knock. DJ Reader picked up a knock. Dennis Sewell picked up a knock in practice.
Mm,
And who else did? There was another Zeitler. Kevin Zeitler picked up a knock as well.
yeah,
But I'm happy to report that every guy that got a minor injury during the preseason, they should all be ready for week one.
that's
The
good.
lines will be coming in pretty healthy.
I can't believe the
So
Lions don't have a white receiver.
what's up?
I can't believe the Lions don't have a white receiver
We don't.
with all the white guys on their team.
Yeah.
Bengals have two. And a poly guy.
True.
We're a diverse receiving core.
There you
You
go.
don't have a Bobo though.
We don't have a Bobo. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we got nobody on the PUP with the
That's
IR
good.
list going into week one.
That's good.
So we're doing okay.
You don't want people on those lists, so
No, absolutely not. D-line, no real surprises there. Honestly, good to see Levi make the team and good to see that
Mhm.
Levi has been doing well over training camp. First time he's really been healthy going into a season. So I'm glad to see his rehab's gotten better.
Hopefully he has a good
Linebackers,
year.
good to see Jalen Reeves Maben there, one of the best special teamers in the game, and got a pretty healthy contract for a special teamer. But other than that, actually, Jack Campbell, if he progresses throughout the season, he could take the green dot responsibility from Anzalone by mid-season or end of season. So,
Mm.
we'll be looking to see him develop over the year. Other than that, just pretty good, solid linebacker core, good, solid defensive line. DBs, nothing too surprising there. I heard maybe Iffy picked up a knock as well. I don't really know the status on him, but it doesn't look like he's going to be going onto any of those IR lists. So, hopefully he'll be doing okay there. Kendall Vildor did make the team, but he's very much the bottom of the depth chart. So,
Kindle Vildor.
Yeah.
Who's this Lauren Strickland fella? That's the first time ever seeing his name before.
Lawrence Strickland. I'm trying to remember actually. I don't think I heard of him either.
Everyone else here I have at least heard of. He's new for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never heard of Lawrence Strickland either. Yeah, well, like you said, everyone else. Brandon Joseph looked really good in preseason, kind of like defensive Isaiah Williams. He has some really good reps, and he made the team as a result.
For him.
And last but not least, special teams. Jake Bates, congratulations to him. I think he's got a really big leg, and I hope he's gonna, give us something a little bit extra instead of having to go for it or punt at the 50. Maybe get a long field goal going and get it in pretty consistently. Jack Fox,
Football. That's the question.
best punter in the game. Hogan Hatton, most long snapper like name in the game.
Who is
Hogan
that
Hatton
picture
is
of?
Is that Fox? I don't think
Jack
it's Bates because I think Bates is number in the 40s.
I hope it's Hogan Hatton.
No, they wouldn't give a long snapper a
They
single digit
should.
number.
They should.
I think that's Jack Fox.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's Jack Fox.
Best punter in the game. So good.
Legend.
That's
Okay.
pretty much the Lions roster. Pretty, for the most part, expected. I'd say the only real surprises were Sudfeld and Zylstra getting cut.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was pretty much like Vaki, Isaiah Williams, Brandon Joseph. They all crushed it in preseason. They were all going to make the team, and everyone else was like starters or twos.
So, Seahawks had some surprises, especially on the O line and on defense. So, quarterback, chalk, running back, as I predicted. Some people were upset at Alani being cut, but he's going to clear waivers, I'll tell you that. Tight end, no surprises. Safety, no surprises. Special teams, no surprises. O line, big surprises. I'm very happy Mike Jarrell made the roster. I am very surprised that Tatoa Lamea and Jalen Sindell made the roster. The Draft Network was hyping up Sundell today. I don't know if you saw that. My read on that is they want a bit of a hedge for if Connor Williams is still a little dinged up. That's my only read on that. I did hear today that Satola may have had a last really good last few weeks of camp. My guess, so like I thought McLennan Curtis and Raekwon O'Neal were going to make the team. My guess is they think they can get them through waivers and on the practice squad. That's where they have been their entire careers. There are some interesting players, some versatility. I'm a little surprised that Miles Adams made the team at D line. We kind of know what he is. I think if they add a nose tackle, he's the guy they're cutting for it. There's been talk about them wanting to do that. Linebacker, you had Drake Thomas making it over Barrett. I've been hearing a lot of whispers and rumblings of this, that they really like his size and his makeup. Um, I think maybe they think I feel like they could have gotten him through the practice squad, but maybe they like him more than I thought, and they can sneak Michael Barrett through. I'm not too surprised that they cut Caesar and Sheriff. Some people were upset, but there's a reason no one was playing Jamie Sheriff until a couple weeks ago. They straight up cut Artie Burns, which makes me think that's got to
They
be
cut DJ James too, huh?
yeah, for D Williams, the guy you're like, who's that?
Yeah, that's interesting choice to me, but
Yeah, they
okay.
cut DJ James. He didn't have the best preseason in camp, and Artie Burns must be out for the year or something. Um, oh, and something very exciting people are very happy about was Lieutenant Nwosu not on IR. So we'll see if he's good to go week 1 or week 2. Abe Lucas on the pup. Cam Young, Jarek Reed. No surprises there. Who knows what's going to happen with Abe Lucas, man? Who knows? But once he's back, Stone Forsythe, bye-bye.
Yeah, Draymond Jones listed as an outside linebacker
He cut
edge.
weight.
There you go, I guess.
They wanted to play the Clowney role.
Uh, that's an interesting choice. Maybe. All right. All right, there you go. There's the
He was
Seahawks.
effective there after we got Leonard Williams.
Any other surprises here? Man, who the hell's D Williams? Cut DJ James for D
D.
Williams.
Williams was a returner at Tennessee. So he's not really going to be playing corner. He's just there for his return skills.
That makes sense, especially cutting D Eskridge. They needed a punt returner named D. So
I know, right?
I guess it makes sense when you put it that way. Go with the guy that offers a little bit more
If
versatility,
if they're
especially.
really hurt at corner, I feel like Kobe Bryant would be playing corner.
Alrighty. There we go. That's the Hawks.
Yeah. Artie Burns just getting straight up cut was a little surprising. No,
Yeah.
not even IR. So maybe it's season injury ending. But like he was playing well in zone, just not very good in man.
All right, here we go, boys. It's time to start talking game by game picks then. So, do we want to start each division with y'all's teams, or do we want to start worst and go worst to best?
Worst to best.
Go
Worst
worst
to
to best.
Why
best.
break the trend?
All right, we're gonna start with Chicago Bears then.
Top Bears.
The off-season champs, of course. Not even a joke. They were the off-season champs. How much that actually matters, TBD.
Not
But
going to.
Oregon's been winning the offseason natty for years now.
Exactly. There you go. Chicago Bears are like Oregon.
they actually got a solid. They're gonna.
Hey, Bears have won a championship.
That's true. So here you go. Offensive line, actually kind of running back the same offensive line as last year, plus Coleman Shelton. Hey, UW guy.
He's been a solid center for the Rams.
Yeah. Gerald Everett now, and they still got Cole Kmet here too. Caleb, obviously, they brought in DeAndre Swift to be the lead back here. Very solid group of 3 receivers here, and DJ Moore,
230-pound Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, and
See that picture of like that 350-pound, 5'7" high school
I
football
did see
kid, and
that.
they're calling
Yeah.
that's what they're like. Oh, Keenan Allen looking great.
Jeez.
Oh my God, Daryl Taylor's their. Oh my gosh.
One of the starting edge rushers. Yeah, their edge rushing unit is.
Why did we trade Daryl Taylor for a 6th round pick? That's why. Look at that grade.
Yeah, but you can only, the grade's the grade at the end of the day. There are guys that have bad grades that are good players. But point being,
There are. He's not one of them.
solid corner room here with Jalen Johnson, who was the highest grade corner of all football last year. Tyreek Stevenson on the other side is a rookie. And then Kyler Gordon here running the
Spider Man.
slot. Couple slot receiver or a couple inside backers here that have big names and Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and then brought in Kevin Byard,
He is
be a free
old, man.
safety,
How
go
old is
along
he?
with Joquan Brisk there.
How old is Byard?
Um, let's see here. The base, yeah, Andrew Billings, the guy's the
How old is Byard?
Byard. No, I don't think he's super old actually. I think he's like date of birth. Oh, never mind. He's 31 flat. He's up there.
Told you.
He's 31 flat. All righty. Veteran discount, hopefully. They didn't sign him for a ton of money. So he was pretty late. I think he was later in the offseason.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's the Chicago Bears. Retooling, added a lot in free agency, added a lot in the draft. Did they add a lot of wins now? We've already got them at 4-3. They won 7-10 last year. Let's see how much they improved by. So got them starting 1-2. Losses or win against the Titans at home, and then 2 road losses to the Texans and Colts. Then they play a home game against the Los Angeles
The
Rams.
dedicated Whams. What's
I'll let
McVay's
Daniel
record
lead off
against
these.
rookie
I'll let Daniel
quarterbacks?
lead off all the NFC North ones.
What's McVay's record against rookie quarterbacks?
I don't know. Off the top of my head. I guess I can look that up.
All right, start with Danny.
Bears Rams.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, who would I have winning that? I kind of like the Rams in that game, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Stafford dots up the Bears D. Maybe not dots them up, but I feel like
How's
Rams
Stafford played
pretty well.
historically against the Bears?
Plays what?
How's he played historically against the Bears?
Kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
I think as he's gotten older, he's gotten better against them. Yeah, I'll give it to the Rams.
Go ahead, Rob. I'll let you go.
I'm
for
also
the
leaning
NFC
Rams
West team.
here. I just think coaching is definitely
Yeah.
you got a clear front runner there.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I think they're honestly pretty even roster wise. I think this is a tight one, but I just think McVay will have something for a rookie quarterback.
Win at home against Carolina, then another loss.
Wait, Beau, what's your take? What's your take?
Oh, I'm picking the Rams. I'm picking the Rams. I think I'm higher on the Rams than both you guys,
You're
or at
definitely
least
higher on the
than
Rams than
Rob.
me.
So,
Yeah.
there you go.
You're definitely higher than the media.
Is the media low on the Rams? I feel like they're pretty consistently picked as a playoff
Smart
team.
people are, because they realize how massive losing Aaron Donald is.
Guess we'll see.
And they've been injured to hell in the preseason.
Yeah, that's true. Losing Ernest Jones also doesn't help.
They tried for a pick swap.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like,
I don't know
is having to pay him that bad?
Apparently, Omar Spates was that good in preseason.
USC fucked. Oh, wait, no, he was LSU.
He was
LSU
LSU,
fucked
yeah.
him up.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mascarenas Arnold went to USC. But USC fucked up Dorian Singer. Who would have seen that coming?
Let's see. Then lost to Jacksonville, bye week, and then a win in Washington. Then they come down to the desert, take on the Cardinals. Daniel, I'm gonna let you lead off all the NFC West ones or NFC North ones, Daniel.
Dude,
Yep.
this game is kind of tough because honestly, I think Arizona wins the coaching battle, but I think Chicago's got a little bit more talent. You guys remember that? What's that game called? The Hail Murray.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like the Bears Cardinals game could be something similar to that, where they both score like somewhere in the high 20s, low 30s, and it
Well,
just
that
comes
was
down
against a
to.
really good Bills team too.
Yeah, that was against the Bills team that went to the AFC Championship.
I mean, both the Cards and the Bills were good that year, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess it'd be like that, but now both teams are mid.
Well, that was the classic. That was another classic Cliff Kingsbury fall off job.
Cardinals won it though. Oh, you mean like seasonally? Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Actually, I'm gonna take Arizona. I think Jonathan Gannon is a better coach than Matt Eberflus, and I think Arizona's at home. I think they should get the win there.
I'm going Bears here. I think they're just the better team. I'm not very high on Zona either. I still think they got another year.
As much as I've been propping up the Cardinals, and I will when we get to their section, I'm also going to go with the Bears here. Again, I just think they've got a little bit more
What's there to
talent.
prop up?
We'll talk about it when we get to the Arizona
The
section.
receivers and quarterback. That's about it.
And I think they've done lots of the tight end room too. And certain parts of the defense, their secondary, I like. We'll get there when we get there.
I don't think the NFC West is a Division One in the secondary.
We'll get there when we get there. I didn't say the Cardinals are going to win the NFC West. The Niners are going to win the NFC West.
It's not
But,
a division where you do well focusing on the secondary. Seahawks learned that pretty damn well last 5 years.
I didn't say they were going to win the NFC West.
I said even do well. I said even do well.
I think they're going to win 3 games in the NFC West.
I
There's my bold prediction.
I disagree greatly.
I think they're going to win 3 NFC West games, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. Packers, Bears.
When we look
these
at that
teams-
roster, you'll agree with me
God.
because guess which 2 players made the Cardinals roster today?
Don't matter. Packers,
DJ
Bears.
Dallas,
Go ahead.
LJ Collier.
What's that? Wait. What did you say?
DJ Dallas and LJ Collier.
Okay, guess what? Neither of those guys are going to be starting, so it don't matter.
LJ Collier, I think, is their.
Yeah,
is
until Darius Robinson's healthy.
Aren't you hearing this argument though? Arizona 0-17. Get with the times.
Thank you, but thank you, Daniel.
Wait, hold on. Okay. I know we're getting sidetracked here, but I need to. I just for my sake. Okay, saw a very good safety duo. I think Starling Thomas. That's not super inspiring on one side, but we got Sean Murphy Bunning on the other side. I like that. Interior defense line's not great, but that's fine. I don't care about that. They got a really
It's the
good linebacker
NFC West.
tandem.
This is division you have to.
I like that
line.
linebacker tandem, and I like their edge rushers. I think Gardeck's really underrated. Zaven Collins been a player for them. Their receiver room, I like it a lot. Harrison, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, all guys. Trey McBride, one of the best tight ends in football. They got Kyler Murray back there. James Conner, but he's had a couple really good years in Arizona. See if he can keep it together. Offensive line leaves something to be inspired, but they have invested resources there. Paris Johnson's still there. We'll see if Jonah Williams can pick it up. Evan Brown's there. Evan Brown's there.
He's playing guard. He's a center.
All right, then they'll slide him over to center if they feel that way. I trust their coaching staff.
I trust after winning 4 games.
They're going to win 3 games in the NFC West this year.
No, they are not.
Oh, and by the way, they're getting swept out of the Niners, so I'll let you figure out, do the math, which team they're going to sweep.
You think they're sweeping the Seahawks?
I didn't say they're sweeping the Seahawks. I just said let's do some math
They're
on who they're
sweeping
going
the
to sweep.
Rams?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about
I
it.
do not think so, man. I think you are way too optimistic.
I didn't say they were sweeping the Rams or the Seahawks. I said they're sweeping one of them. We'll talk about which one I think they sweep, but we'll get there. Packers, Bears. Go ahead, Daniel.
The Cards haven't played well in the NFC West.
I'll tell you what, you can rant about the Cards when we get to the NFC West, but for now, we're gonna rant about the Bears.
Thank
Fine,
you.
I'll let you have your time.
And how
He's
the
the one who
Bears
started this. He's the one who started this.
are the most worthless franchise besides the Packers, of course. Compared to the Packers, the Bears are like they're as good as gold. Anyway, here's the thing. I've had this whole shtick where the Packers lose every single game until now because I cannot, in good conscience, predict Chicago to beat Green Bay, even in a joking capacity.
Yep.
If you are familiar with the NFC North, Green Bay batters Chicago every single year, twice a year. It's the same story. Green Bay could have the worst roster in football. Chicago could be a Super Bowl contender at this point. They would still lose twice to Green Bay.
The ownership has transferred to from Rodgers to Love.
Dude, I do not envy Bears fans. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, give me the Packers over Chicago.
I agree. I
Yep.
don't even follow the NFC North that closely, and I know the Packers own the Bears.
I still own you. That would be a good sound effect.
Vikings
Soundboard's
Bears.
coming back. Soundboard's coming back once the regular season starts.
There you go. Rob, who you picking for this one?
Oh, the Packers, of course.
There you go. All right, Daniel, lead off. Vikings Bears now.
So here's the second rule of the NFC North: the Vikings and the Bears always split, and the away team is the one that always wins. So give me Minnesota. Oh, and also Bears Vikings games always terrible. I can't remember.
That is true. I remember Monday Night Football last
I
year.
can't remember the last time they've actually played a good game against each other. It's always terrible. It's always a slugfest.
Vikings were subject to so many bad primetime games last year because you had that Thursday night game that was like 6-3, right?
Something like that.
Against, or it might have been 3-0 against the Raiders.
3-0 against the Raiders, but it wasn't a overtime or a Thursday night game. That was a regular game.
Oh, I thought that was a Thursday night. Damn.
Daniel's the expert here, so I'm gonna go with Minnesota as well.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. And then is this Thanksgiving? Yep, Thanksgiving.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We're gonna win on Thanksgiving this year, guys. I can feel it. Bill Williams is not gonna fucking beat us.
You say that every year.
You say that every year.
When's the last time I said we were gonna win on Thanksgiving?
Unironically, I'm picking the Bears in this one.
Me too.
Are you kidding me? What the hell is that?
It's been a long time since the Lions won on Thanksgiving, man.
Are you serious?
This is the one. Hey, guys. Hey, Daniel, don't worry. I'm still predicting the Lions to win the NFC North. Just one game, but multiple storylines. There has to be one game to give the Bears fans a little confidence going into the offseason. I have a feeling this is the one.
It's not going to be the Thanksgiving game. It's going to be the game where we go to Chicago in the middle of winter.
It's gonna be the Thanksgiving game. That's man. The game. You guys haven't won that in years.
We're gonna beat the Bears on Thanksgiving, man. That streak ends this year, man. Fuck it.
Hey, I'll believe it when I see it.
We're absolutely get out of here, bro. The game we lose to Chicago is gonna be the December game in Chicago.
Then the Bears go to the Niners. Sunday afternoon game.
Niners.
Yeah, Niners win this one, I think. Rob.
Yeah.
No explanation needed.
And then oh my lord, they gave them another primetime game. Oh jeez, another Monday night game too. Why is the Vikings Bears a Monday night game after last year?
After the Vikings injuries,
they want that Caleb versus Justin Jefferson.
They wanted Caleb versus McCarthy, but then he got hurt, so that's tough. I guess they didn't know he was going to get hurt when they made the schedule, though. So,
dude, you guys already know that. I don't understand either why this game is primetime. They never play good games. It's always terrible. They're both always at their absolute worst every time they play each other. Chicago and Minnesota bring out the worst in each other every single game. Yeah, give me Chicago. Because they always split.
I agree. Just because you're the expert. I like how the away team is winning most of these Bears games.
This is a total sidebar, but I just forgot to bring this up. But friend of the pod, Yogi Roth, had a really good Pete Carroll interview today. It was really cool on his podcast. Check it out. Y option, which should have been Y cross, but I digress.
There you go. And then Chicago hosting Detroit. I will have Detroit winning this one.
Y'all tried to screw me on the Thanksgiving game. We are not getting swept by these guys.
I know. No, I'm having Detroit win this one.
We're not fucking getting swept, bro. If I had it my way, the results would be flipped. But yeah, give me the Lions for that game. Fuck it. No,
There you
no way
go.
the Bears going 2-0 against us, man.
That'd
If
be
they did,
tough.
I'd be sad.
I think this is gonna be a loss. Going to Soldier Field on Thursday in maybe January. That's tough.
Oh, Seattle. Wait, go up. What's the Bears record right now?
Going into this game, the Bears are 7-8.
Actually, that kind of checks out. I'll take the Bears.
Yeah. This is what New Year's Day or yeah, day after Christmas. Yeah, it's gonna be tough in Chicago. I'll take the Bears here.
Oh,
And
Bears up.
then week 18, yeah, the Bears aren't
Yeah,
beating the
going into
Packers.
Lambeau in December, no shot.
Even if
No
the
shot.
Packers rest starters, they're still gonna win.
Yep. 8-9 Bears.
Who was the Matt Flynn game against?
That
I
was the
think it was the
Lions.
Chiefs. It was the Lions.
It was the Lions. Don't remind me of that game. That game gave me nightmares for a whole week.
Gave us a junk quarterback.
So there you go. The 8-9 Chicago Bears.
Checks
And
out.
now, yeah, and then there you go. Now we go up to Minnesota.
I got
Yeah, up to Minnesota.
One more question.
Yeah.
Does Eberflus get fired?
If they go
He
8-9,
should.
yes. Yeah,
He should.
does.
I think he should. No matter what record they get, he should get fired.
We got to try to get an offensive coach in there.
Dude's a terrible coach. I mean, I hope he stays, obviously, but
Yeah. Here we go. Speaking of
Was Bradbury in the same class as what's his name for the Bengals?
which one?
The really bad one.
If we're talking Bengals offensive lineman. That's a lot.
Center.
Oh, Trey Hill. What? A
No.
really bad center for the Bengals. Oh, Billy Price.
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. He was the year after.
I just love that Brett Coleman post. It's all a bunch of numbers, but I can point out Billy Price very easily.
Yeah, Billy Price sticks out like a sore thumb.
Who the hell is Munt?
I don't know. Well, TJ Hawkinson, I think, is starting on PUP, so that's why
Yeah.
he's not in there.
I picked the wrong tight end to keep.
Yeah.
I
So
kept Dulcich over McBride.
as far as the Vikings go, they had an eventful offseason. Kirk Cousins no longer employed by the purple and gold here. Offensive line, hey, they got a really good tackle tandem. And then the interior offensive line is also somewhat there.
What's O'Neill's first name? I'm blanking here.
Who?
O'Neal.
Brian O'Neal.
That's right.
Yeah, good player out of Pitt.
Oh yeah.
This is where you bet on athleticism. He was raw coming out too. They bet on athleticism and it paid off. They developed him well. Receivers, obviously, you got a good tandem here in
The best receiver in the game.
Addison. Yeah. And then they got Jalen Naylor on the other side. Wait, never mind. Jalen Naylor was the best receiver in the game
Yes,
you were
sir.
just referencing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
there you go. That's what I thought.
Is Jordan Addison going to get suspended?
Yeah, I think they already said he's going to. Like 2 games. So, nothing huge. But
Is that
not
Shaq
good.
Griffin?
I
Shaquille?
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Shaquille Griffin, yeah. Look at that. Aaron Jones is also their running back now.
I saw like this
that.
picture of this girl with this rough hairline. They're like calling her like Arona Jones. It's like oof.
Arona Jones. Yeah, keep that headband on, Aaron. You don't want that to be exposed to the world. Anyways, their defense here. Let's see if
Byron Murphy being a 58. Don't believe that.
Nickel. Oh, here we go. Okay, nickel.
Oh, I got an update actually from the Viking safety room. They cut Lewis Sign.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
And the
They
context
did.
behind Lewis Sign, he was the guy they picked after the Lions traded up for their old pick.
Mhm.
Lions picked Jameson Williams.
I liked Sign a lot coming out of college, but he had a compound fracture.
Yeah.
Just
He had too
been
many
tough
injuries.
for him. Their defense played so well last year, and they had nothing on their D line, and they made Phillips and Grenard good again. It's like, what the hell?
Ryan
is
Flores,
happening?
man, he's a good DC.
He's a good DC. Pace is an awesome player. Byron Murphy, dog. He revitalized the career of Harrison Smith. That defense was good last year. They were running some really cool non-traditional Tampas. with pace.
On defense, yeah, I mean to work with Brian Flores, we got
Who's
Stephon
into Neil
Gilmore
Hunter
there now.
stuff?
Um,
Dallas Turner, though, good replacement, but different
Dallas
kind of
Turner
guy.
here. Turner and Grenard could end up being a very, very good tandem. Interior offense lineman could use some work. As much as I love Harrison Phillips.
Harrison Phillips had a good year last year, man.
Was this Jihad Ward? Yeah, it is Jihad Ward. Jeez.
They revived his career. He had a good season too. I disagree with
remember.
that PFF grade a lot.
Was this in Minnesota? Oh, it doesn't tell us where he was every year, though, I guess. Doesn't tell us. That's tough. I would
I'm
like to
pretty
see.
sure he was in Minnesota last year. He was definitely in Minnesota last night.
Yeah, I would hope so. Really
Jerry
good
Tillery. They're trying to turn around Jerry Tillery too now.
Maybe they'll do it. Really, really good linebacker tandem in Ivan Pace and Blake
Ivan
Cashman.
Pace is so good, man.
Yeah. And then Cal legend Cam Bynum, the only Cal DB in the NFL. I'm just kidding. They probably have more, but
There's quite a few.
there's probably quite a few actually. Now I think about it, but it's just kind of funny to see because you don't see a lot of Cal NFL guys nowadays. And then Harrison Smith on the other side, the ageless wonder.
Well, he wasn't a wonder until last year. He was definitely declining, but he had a great year last year.
Yeah. So there you go. Overall, Minnesota, interesting team. Definitely lost a little bit of momentum with the McCarthy injury and the Addison arrest, and obviously the tragedy with Kyrie Jackson. But we'll still see how their season goes. It's definitely going to be. Yeah. It's been about as it was about as rough of a July and August.
Does Kyrie show up on the injury report?
No.
Dark joke.
It was about as rough of a July and August as we've ever seen a team have, to be quite honest with you.
All right, boys, let me get this one.
All right.
Last year, the Niners came in there and got beat up by the Vikings. It's happening again because who knows if Trent Williams or Brandon Ayuk are playing.
That is true.
Give me the Vikings here. They beat them down last year. It was really fun.
Well, they did not. They won by like 2 points, bro.
Their D line, their defense.
I say you
played.
Say that like the Vikings won by 40.
I'm saying this. Think about what Georgia Tech did to Florida State. It's similar. That's what I mean.
The Niners' offensive line without Trent Williams and their offensive line with Trent Williams are two entirely different.
And Trent Williams played that game too.
No, Trent Williams didn't play that game.
He didn't.
He was hurt in that game. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
That was the first full game he was hurt because that was after the Browns game where he got hurt.
No, that wasn't. I feel like this one was a bit later in the season, wasn't it?
No, I remember this one because it was in the middle of the Niners 3-game skid and their third loss was the Bengals.
I think they do it again, man. I think they do it again.
All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Fuck that, bro. Niners all the way.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners too. You kidding me, bro? You almost had me with the Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk contract stuff, but the Niners are just a much better team, top to bottom. I'm sorry.
I mean, they were last year too, man. I think they got them.
Yeah, but that was also with Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams hurt in that game.
Here's the thing, Rob. I get your argument because it's true. It's the NFL, but also it's the Vikings. Fuck the Vikings. So no, they don't get to be happy. They get to start 0-3.
Yeah, they start 0-3 here, and it's looking rough. Then they go to Green Bay. Does it get much better?
Oh God.
I'm picking the Packers.
I'm taking the Vikings, man. Here's the thing about Vikings Packers. Where like home and away team kind of fluctuates, but they tend to split every year too.
That's fair. I have recognized that, yeah.
Except the difference is Vikings Packers games are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
So they're at least pretty fun to watch.
All right, Rob.
Now that we're done covering the Bears, I'm going back to my shtick. Minnesota absolutely blows the doors off Green Bay.
All right, Rob, you're the tiebreaker.
I think Lambeau. I think I want the Packers at home here. I'm cool with the split, though.
Well, they do get a win in London before they go in their bye week against the Jets. So they're 1-4 going into the bye, taking on the Detroit Kitty Cats.
Detroit Kitty Cats?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the Lions record right now?
this point in the season in week 7, the lines are
Now we're way
1
better.
and 1. Well, we haven't picked their
Ah,
games
bro.
yet. All we really have so far is they're 1 and 1, and they're coming off a loss to the Cowboys.
All right, all right.
I'm picking the Lions in this one if it makes you feel any better.
Are you picking the Lions?
I am
Thank you.
actually picking.
Because I'm also picking the Lions.
Yeah, I'm picking the Lions here too.
Then they get a Thursday night road game in LA. Give me the Rams for this one.
Give me the Vikings, bro. That's the kind of game the Vikings cheese. On a Thursday night, both teams look like shit, but the Vikings somehow look less shit, and the fans get optimistic. Oh, we're gonna do something this year, guys. Oh, Sam Darnold looks so good, guys.
I like how Daniel
I'll
makes
trust
his
Daniel
picks
on
off
this.
of like vibes.
I'll trust Daniel on this.
With this division, absolutely, bro. Especially
That's fair. That's fair.
the Vikings should honestly be renamed to the Minnesota Vibes.
That
I'll
technically,
trust-
when I was talking about the AFC North stuff, I was making a lot of those picks off of vibes too.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, when you're picking your division, you know the vibes better than anyone. So I get it.
Exactly. Minnesota for the win.
Give me the Vikings.
There you go. Alrighty. Then they get another win against Indy. Go to Jacksonville and lose. Back-to-back wins, Tennessee and Chicago. And then they host the Cardinals.
What's Minnesota's record right now?
At this point in the season, they are, let's see,
so-
0-4, 1-4, 1-5, 2-5, 3-5, 3-6, 4-6, 5-6. They're 5-6 going into this game against Arizona.
Bro, this is actually the most Viking season so far.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm taking Vikings here.
I'm taking the Cardinals because, of course, I am.
I think the Vikings. I don't think they're going to be able to score. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to score with the Vikings.
I think
With Sam Darnold, I'm sorry. Have we talked about the quarterback situation in Minnesota?
No, he's right.
Sam
Sam Darnold's elite.
I think we'll be
Justin
fine in the
Jefferson's a
system.
scrub.
There's going to be Jake Browning. That's what's going to happen.
In the Cardinals.
I mean, regardless of quarterback, I'm taking the Vikings.
There you
Now-
go. Well,
now
we
the
got
seven-
4-game win streak for the Vikings.
4-game win
in
streak,
there.
and then they shit the rest of the season.
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
what's going to happen. Yep.
Exactly. See, he can read my mind.
The
Bro.
Vikings have not won in Seattle for a very long time.
And it's not gonna fucking happen this year. Give me Seahawks.
At least 15 years they have not won in Seattle.
Seahawks with
there
the
you go.
easiest win of their
It's
lives
supposed to
over
be up.
Minnesota. There you go. And then Green Bay,
Can
absolutely.
you look it up? Can you look up
Crushing
last time the Vikings won in
I'll look
Seattle?
it up in a second. Yeah. So, okay, fine.
Because they were like they were primetime a lot too, and fucking weird shit would happen.
Vikings versus
Because we lost
Seahawks.
in Minnesota a year or two ago. We'd had a pretty long win streak against them too.
Yeah, 2021, you're losing at Minnesota. Let's see, Seahawks. 2006 was the last time the Vikings won in Seattle.
Almost 20 years.
Now, granted, there's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games since then, so it's not like you're playing them every year or anything.
Still,
But no, I'll take the Seahawks too. So we got a clean sweep there. And then they play the Packers on Sunday.
You guys
Sunday,
know I
December-
would love to say that Sam Darnold's absolutely going to throw for like 700 yards against the Packers and just absolutely expose their defense. But here's the thing with the Vikings, man. They already used their hope tokens for the whole season. They're losing
Hope
3
tokens.
straight to close the year.
I'm investing in that.
I agree. I think so too.
Yeah, I said earlier I thought they were going to split. But
And Detroit
That's
gets
the
the
split.
sweep. Oh my God, bro! This
well,
is
okay,
what
let's
Vikings-
hold on here. This could be a starter rest.
Dude, Detroit's winning that game. I don't give a shit if we have 2s out, bro. We're winning that game.
Nate Sudfeld's going to get a.
I think at this point, if the Vikings are on a 3-game losing streak and they're, let's see, 7-9, they don't care if they win this game.
Yeah.
Give me Detroit.
Dude, most Viking season I will ever see. I'm excited, bro.
There you go.
And the Wilts after the season will be like, oh, we tried all we could. We were competitive. That's all that matters. Come out next year, guys.
7-10
Inside
Minnesota
goal.
Vikings. Let's talk a little Green Bay football, the
Oh, the
Noble
fucking
franchise,
vomit
The Noble franchise.
smelling
the most noble franchise. In fact, I'm gonna let Daniel do the intro for the Noble franchise here.
Yeah, yeah. So, guys, this is God's favorite team, and he made them smell like vomit for whatever reason. But God has interesting choices. Yeah, honestly, their whole line coming in, it's definitely gotten younger over the last couple years with Bakhtiari getting let go recently, and some of their other guys being gone as well. Honestly, their O line's a little bit of a question mark, but it was pretty good last year. It wasn't too bad, so they might still be okay this year. The running back situation is interesting. So AJ Dillon's on IR,
Yeah.
and he's done for the year. So Josh Jacobs is their only reputable running back. Their running game is a huge question mark, I think. I think Packers fans will probably overrate it a little bit because, Josh Jacobs had good years with the Raiders. And I agree with that. I think Josh Jacobs is talented. But when he's your only reputable guy,
They need some depth at running back.
yeah, you don't want to run Jacobs' legs too much because even then he might get injured. And then you have no running game. And then Jordan Love is gonna have to carry the team. Jordan Love's gonna throw picks. Lots of them. No, honestly, I don't really know how
against
Love's
the
gonna do.
Niners is so bad, dude.
I don't know how Love's gonna do this year, to be honest. Like I know he had a really good stretch at the end of last season, but we got to see how it does with the
Got
whole
him
season,
paid.
with scouting reports, with the new running game he's got. Aaron Jones, guys, you got to understand, he was a pretty big piece on that Packers offense, and he's gone. So we'll see how that goes.
That's
I
a
will
good idea.
say, begrudgingly, I do like what the Packers are doing at receiver. I think they've got a really sneaky deep receiver core. I think Romeo Dobbs is solid. I think Jaden Reed.
It's sneaky. That's what the only thing people talk about that all the time. It's so annoying.
I say it's sneaky because they don't have a clear superstar,
That's fair, but
but they have a
media
lot of
isn't
guys
sneaky about
that
it, is what I'm saying.
contribute really well to that core. Jaden Reed's really good. Christian Watson's pretty solid. Dontavion Wicks is solid. Luke Musgrave is a decent tight end. Yeah, man, the team's got good weapons, man. Just being objective, they got some pretty solid weapons. They got a. I honestly, it's kind of interesting with the Packers offense. I don't think they have the best foundation, but they have really good skill pieces around what could be a better foundation. And by foundation, I mean like O-line, running game, quarterback.
They're going to trade for Justin Jefferson. Or are the Bears going to do that first?
Just gonna get passed around the entire division except Detroit. That would make me sad, bro.
Except Detroit, because Amon-Ra St. Brown is cursed to be basically without any help in the receiver room.
No, exactly. No, man, James
You got
Williams.
help with Laporta.
I mean, we'll get to that when we get to the Lions roster, but we can actually look at the defense for Green Bay too.
Yeah. Let me scroll up here.
There we go. Dude, honestly, Rashawn Gary's a fucking dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Base here.
He and Jair Alexander. I think Jair Alexander's still a dog. I think Xavier McKinney was a good signing.
I got shocked by how young Kenny Clark is. He's like 26.
He's good, dude. Honestly, Packers have a pretty solid D line.
They do. They have a really good D-line, man.
I think if you're a Green Bay fan, you're probably expecting the defense to be a little bit better, only by virtue of Joe Barry being gone. He was one of, if not the worst DC in the game last season.
Who's their DC now?
I think they got a guy from Wisconsin, like University of Wisconsin.
No. It's Jeff Hafley from Boston College.
Or Boston College. Why did I think it was? No, you know what it was? It's because this is kind of funny. When the year they hired Joe Barry, it was between him and Wisconsin's DC, which is why I was thinking Wisconsin. But I knew it was some college guy, so you're right. It was the dude from DC.
Which DC? Joe Barry or Dave Aranda?
I forget the name, man.
He was DC a bit at Wisconsin.
It was like 2 years ago, I think. It was whatever
2
year Joe
years
Barry got
ago.
hired.
Gee. Oh, yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. Gosh, I'm blanking on his name. He was kind of a rising star, but no one really hired him. Can you look this up, Beau, for me? I'm just blanking on his name. I think he's working for USC now.
Who are we
I
talking
think
about?
you're right. That's the archetype I was hearing too. Going around.
He was that Wisconsin DC for a bit of a rising
Leonard?
star. Jim Leonard. There we go. Jim Leonard.
That's the guy.
They should have hired Jim Leonard.
They really should have, dude. They bungled that so hard. Which again, actually, that's one of my reasons I think Matt LaFleur is the most overrated coach in this fucking league because he makes decisions like that. He and Gutekunst both. Most overrated coach and one of the most overrated GMs. But that's
The guy who drafted the highest paid quarterback in the league.
he's paid because of the market, man.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Jordan Love is a beneficiary of an ever rising quarterback and wide receiver market. I still honestly I have no idea how he's going to do this year. I think he'll be
Line
solid.
go up, baby.
I don't know how good he's actually going to be. Anyway, yeah, I think their defense is going to improve. I think their offense is kind of in flux, to be honest. Again, guys, I don't like Matt LaFleur as a coach. I don't think he's that much of an offensive guru. I think as long as he's their coach, their offense is always going to be inconsistent, no matter how talented they are. It was even like that in the Rodgers era. It's just Aaron Rodgers is a totally different breed of player. But I don't think Jordan Love is going to be that good. I think he'll be good. It's not going to be Rodgers good. That dude, like Aaron Rodgers, when I was growing up, that dude struck the fear of God into every single one of his opponents. Jordan Love doesn't do that for me. That's my take on the Packers roster.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Daniel, for the in-depth breakdown. We've already got him in 9-2.
Oh God! Oh, what the? How? How? What are we doing, guys? What are you guys doing? I predicted Green Bay to lose every game.
That's not true. You predicted him to sweep Chicago.
Okay, but that's different. That's like, I can't even joke about that.
Okay, that's fair. But anyway, so here, like I said, 9-2 Green Bay Packers. After September wraps up, so when September ends, they will be 3-1. Then they go to Los Angeles, take on the Los Angeles Rams. Go ahead, Daniel.
They're getting absolutely fucking battered, bro. Sean McVay is going to put on a coaching clinic on Matt LaFleur. And that game is going to prove to you guys why I say the things I say about Matt LaFleur. You'll get to watch a real offensive coach a proper offense with a proper scheme. I guess the most overrated coach in the NFL. Give me Rams by 11,000 points.
11,000. Jeez. Can I take the line on that one?
Man, if you were a betting man, probably should.
I just don't know if the the Rams will have enough time to score all that many points in 60 minutes. But anyways, I'm gonna take the Packers.
Are you kidding me, bro?
I'm going Packers.
Wait, no, sorry, no, I didn't mean to take the Rams. I actually am gonna take the Rams. Sorry. Sorry, I got it flipped around. They both have the ass sound in their name. I am taking the Rams at home in this one. Cross country trip is tough. I think these are somewhat even teams. So give me the Rams.
I don't think they're even. I think the Packers defense is a lot better than the Rams are going to be. Offense, I can see them being similar, though. But cross-country trip, that's tough. Is that prime time?
It is no. Afternoon. What's your pick? Not that it matters because me and Daniel both picked the Rams. What's your pick, Rob?
I said Rams. I said
you did? Okay. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay,
it was the travel.
Home against the home against the Cardinals. Packers are gonna win this one.
No, you guys want to know something funny?
What's that?
A few years ago, Arizona went up to Lambeau and actually beat the Packers.
I remember that. That was the year they went like 3-13 too. Had the first overall pick and picked Kyler. That was the Josh Rosen year.
No, exactly.
I think Mike McCarthy got fired after that game, actually.
He did get fired after that game. But anyway, I think, honestly, dude, if Arizona wins this game, I think LaFleur might be in the conversation for getting fired himself because the Packers organization will realize just how overrated that guy is, how terrible an offense he coaches. Give me the Cardinals I'm going to be a little more generous. Give me Arizona by about 40.
Very generous. Very generous. Thank you, Daniel. Again, I'm picking the Packers. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm picking the Packers too. Lambeau is an impossible win, man.
Unironically, though, y'all are pretty high on Green Bay, I gotta say.
Yeah, I think they got a pretty Their schedule's not too tricky.
I see some losses coming up. I
Yeah,
see
me
some
too.
losses coming
I'll give you
up.
this, Daniel. I think the Lions are sweeping them.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
I
I
think
don't
they
agree.
really have their number right now.
They split last year.
Split last year, but we haven't
Remember
lost
Thanksgiving?
in like
They
4
got
years.
bodied on Thanksgiving.
We did not get
That
bodied.
was a weird
Come
game.
on. We lost by like 6.
They blew a. Didn't you guys blow a big lead?
No, we came back from like
No, the Packers
The
almost blew a big
Packers. That's
lead.
right. The Packers were up a lot early. That's right. That was a weird game. I was out turkey bowling during a lot of it.
I'll go. I think they split, but I'll go with the Lions in the first one. I think they did the same thing as last year, where the road team wins both of them.
I think Detroit is gonna continue their winning streak in Lambeau, guys. It's just gonna happen.
There you go. Then they get a bye week, win against the Bears,
Really get 2
obligatory,
buys.
and then they play the 49ers. I think the Niners beat them.
I think Packers coming out of
Again.
2 bye weeks, they're gonna be pretty sluggish going into that Niners game. So yeah, me the Niners.
Yeah, I agree.
Niners own Green Bay the way the Green Bay owns Chicago. So there you go. Then they get a Thursday night game. This is the week after Thanksgiving in Detroit.
Detroit
Both
blowout win, easiest prediction of my life.
I'm going with the Packers in this one.
Blowout win for Detroit.
Give me the Lions.
There we go.
All right, there you go. There's a split.
Give me the Seahawks.
Nah, the
Prime time.
Packers are winning this one.
Return the favor, Daniel.
Yeah, I gotta take Seattle, man. I think
Let's go.
I think Mike McDonald shows that he's an actual proper coach with a proper coaching staff, and Matt LaFleur cries in his press conference because we lost 2 straight games. How did we get so bad?
I'm just gonna say right now, I don't see a way that the Seahawks win that game right now.
Wait, what's Green Bay's record then to finish?
10-7.
You don't even see a way for them to win that game. Really?
Just say, bro, come on. They're going to
Crazy.
Seattle.
I think the game, yeah, but it's mitigated somewhat by being a primetime game.
Mike McDonald
Seahawks are
hasn't
good
coached a
at
game in the
primetime,
NFL
though.
yet, and I still think he's going to be way better than that hack of a Packers coach.
Seahawks are good in prime time, my friend.
Not when they play the Niners, which I guess is
In the last few years,
I guess
because
we're
the
not
Seahawks
talking about
sucked.
the Niners.
We used to do very good against the Niners in prime time.
So there we go. We got the 10-7 Packers, so finishing with I think an identical record to what we had them with what they had last year. So there you go.
Oh, they have so many wins. Oh, we gotta do something about this.
And
You
then
guys
the
will-
Lions.
You guys will see. Matt LaFleur, you guys will see why I say he's overrated this year. I'm telling you now. You're going to.
Yeah, wait. We literally gave them one more win after starting 9-2.
No, but here's the thing. After week 5 or something, y'all are going to text in the group chat and be like, wow, Daniel, you were right. Matt LaFleur.
I disagree, man. I
really
still
can't
do
overlook
think
the
Matt
man.
LaFleur's a good coach.
His
All right,
offense is kind of shady.
All right, Daniel, go
There's
ahead.
a lot of PFF love here.
Go ahead and talk about the Lions.
I'm going to say there isn't much to say here. Best of one in the game. Good quarterback. Top running tandem in the game. St. Brown's an elite receiver. Receiving
Who's the
core is a
tandem?
little-
Who's number 2 right now? Oh, Montgomery.
David Montgomery. And Sione Vaki. And Craig Reynolds.
That's a quartet.
That's a really good quartet. Receivers, St. Brown's great. I think Jamo's going to come good. I don't know how good he's going to be, but I think
He came on at the end of the year, man.
he did. Dude, he played well in that championship game against Stanford.
Oh yeah, he had that reverse for a touchdown. That was an awesome play.
That was the best game of his career. It was the NFC Championship.
I still can't believe they blew that one.
Yeah, I can't.
I
either.
think he would have won the Super Bowl, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remind me, man. That was a sad weekend for me. Anyway, I think Sam Laporta is a top 2 tight end. Dude, our offense, Ben Johnson, best offensive coach. Dude, our offense is just too fucking good, man. I'm telling you now. That thing's a well-oiled machine. The Lions offense reminds me of the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, I got a fun
Ours.
thing. I got a fun idea.
What's your fun idea?
Next year, Ben Johnson will be the head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Oh, fuck that, dude. I hope not. Please, no.
I can see it. That'd be a good fit.
Honestly, the Bears would hire him, and the media would crown them already because they hired Ben Johnson because he had such a good offense with the Lions. but then Ben Johnson turns out to not be a great head coach, and Chicago gets screwed like they do every year.
Should hire Mark Trestman again.
Yeah, I agree. What's he doing these days? Is he still in Canada?
I think he's retired. I think he got fired from his last Canadian gig
It
too.
would be funny if Mark Trestman, like on his first play in the NFL, accidentally had 12 players on the field.
Wait, go up to the defense.
Yeah, sorry, let me go.
Yeah, offense isn't too much to say. We already kind of know the deal. Defensive line though, Hutch is great. I still wish we would trade for someone like Max Crosby. Imagine Hutch and Max Crosby on opposite ends of the D line, bro. That'd be so funny. We would actually be the best team for the next couple of years. I'm not even kidding. We would be so fucking good. No, but our D line's got some good pieces. They're either young or kind of oft injured though, so I'm not too sure how they're going to perform this year. I honestly, my expectation for the D line is there's going to be some rotating injuries throughout the year. I think Hutch is going to be really good, and I think as far as production itself from the other guys, it's kind of going to vary between different guys, just kind of relying on matchups. So it'll be interesting to see how the D line does. Corners, we're deep, bro. We actually have some good corner depth. I mean, they're young.
Rakestraw's not even starting.
Rayshaw's out. Yeah, I guess in this look, he's not starting. Who is it? Yeah, Terrion, Amik Robertson, and CD3. I mean, even that's pretty decent.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty optimistic about the corners. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do because the Lions have had really bad corner tandems over the years.
Is Zach Pascal starting over Aleem McNeil and what's his name? Guy from the
That's
Bengals?
Josh Pascal. I think that's just the nickel.
Oh, never mind. This is just a nickel. No, and you go to base.
And base is going to, yeah,
McNeil and Reader. Okay, there you go. McNeil had a good year last year, man.
McNeil, he's really good, man.
He reminds me a bit of Snacks Harrison, body type.
He does. He really does. He's going to be due for a contract soon, too.
Yeah, he was like their first year.
No,
Took him a bit.
He's a talented DT. Linebackers, honestly, I think linebacker is going to be about the same as it was last year, except with monitoring Jack Campbell's growth.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Jack Campbell gets better, he can take over Green Dot, Franzalone. He could potentially be really good in that role. But other than that, nothing else to say. Safeties, yeah, Kirby Joseph, he's pretty solid. He had a little bit of a down year last year compared to a couple years ago, but I still think he's a solid player. I think.
Isn't this only his third year, though?
It's his third year. Yeah, he had a really good rookie year.
He did. Picked off Aaron Rodgers in his last game as Packer.
He did. Brian Branch, he's probably going to be playing more nickel than he is safety, but Brian Branch is a dog, man. He's so good, man. And then they're leaving out Ifeatu Melifonwu, would be our second safety. He's also kind of like the D line outside of Hutch. He's just kind of oft injured. So I don't really know what we're going to get from him, but he did play really well to close the regular season last year. So the hope is that he can keep that production up, but I kind of expect him to get injured every now and again.
Gosh, I wish they could have gotten another edge, but it was tough to find in this year's draft class.
And pouring out for Emmanuel Mosley, who once again suffered a long-term injury. Third straight year doing so.
Tough.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into picks, boys.
There we go. The Detroit Lions, who we only have a handful of games to predict, actually. One of them, though, it's the very first game of the season against the Rams. Sunday Night Football, Week 1, little wild card round rematch. I'll let Daniel lead off all these because why not?
Blowout win.
Blowout win? Jeez, I don't think it'll be a blowout win, but I think
it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be like 35-17 Detroit.
Sure.
This will be the roar of 24. Give me the Lions.
I like that.
All right. Win against Tampa, then they go down to the desert.
Detroit goes 3-0.
I could see it. All right.
There's going to be a lot more Lions fans down there than Cardinals fans. I'll tell you that right now.
There is always a lot of fans of the other team there.
I can attest. That happened last year. I was there.
Yep, it's going to happen this year when we're there.
All right. And then Seattle at Detroit.
Rob, you're going to kill me for this. I think Detroit absolutely blows the doors off Seattle.
This is the first one I agree with.
I have a gut
Blows
feeling.
the doors off of the sea. You are
I have a
being
gut
such a
feeling
hater,
Seattle's gonna
man.
get blown out.
I don't know. This could be a letdown. 3-0 Monday
I think
prime
Seattle's gonna
time.
get blown out, bro.
Seahawks have won the last 2 years in Detroit,
Going to Detroit on Monday Night Football though versus a regular afternoon game, I think is a lot different, man.
and they're gonna blow it because it's Calvin Johnson's jersey retirement. They're gonna blow it.
Here's the
I mean,
thing.
that makes it less likely they blow it.
No,
That's
they
the thing,
always
man.
blow those
Our
kind of
fans
things. They're
and
the
our
Lions.
players know very well what it's like to lose to Seattle 2 straight years on our home turf the exact same way. We're gonna blow the doors off Seattle this year, man. 4-0 going to the bye before.
What happened last year when they played a Mike McDonald defense?
What happened? They also happened to be playing Lamar Jackson in that game. Let's not
They still
forget.
didn't. How many points they score?
Hey man, head coach is different.
Different players. Yeah, literally entirely different players and a different offense on the other side of the ball.
Still
Yeah,
scored.
Lions are winning
Still
that
blanked them in that. You are so down on the Seahawks, man.
And I'm not necessarily down on the Seahawks. I just am not nearly as high on them as you are. I think it's going to take a year to adjust. I don't think they go from, you know, well, we'll talk about the Seahawks when we talk about the Seahawks. And then second last game of the season, Monday Night Football against San Francisco. I already know who Daniel's going to pick, so I'm just going to get out in front of it and say that the Niners are going to win.
Give me the Lions.
Let's go, Rob. I was literally gonna say Detroit's getting the revenge in this game, bro. I can feel it. We're gonna go into SF and we're gonna beat the Niners. It'll be a competitive game, but Jake Bates is gonna get the game winner. Look
Rob,
at
you
that.
have no idea what you just did. You just gave the Lions a 13-4 record in the number
Remember
one.
this, Daniel. Remember this.
Dude, we better live up to this, man. I want this team to be the number one seed. We can do it.
NFC's weak. NFC's weak.
Absolutely do it.
Remember what I did for you here, Daniel.
Daniel, remember what I did for you in the head coach rankings?
Who cares about head coach rankings? I care about wins.
I care about head coach rankings because I have strong opinions about it.
What do you care more about though, wins or head coaches?
I care about wins and then shitting on Matt LaFleur. Actually, no, wins, big upping Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, and then shitting on Matt LaFleur.
Hey, I'll take number one there.
All right. So that is the NFC North. So we have the Vikings at 7-10, the Bears at 8-9, the Packers at 10-7, and the Lions at 13-4. We already talked about the Cardinals lineup because we're the sidetrack podcast, so we don't need to go back and do that again. All I'll say is that Rob is failing to see talent where there is talent. Starling Thomas, I won't lie, that's rough at the outside corner spot. They've got Garrett Williams. I don't know what Starling Thomas is doing there. Sean Murphy Bunting's good though. The rest of their secondary is good. I like the safeties. I like their linebacker duo. The interior defensive line's not great.
It's a lot less than not great. And this is a division where you need to have a good interior D-line.
Get Darius Robinson in there. Stat.
This is a division all about D-line.
Get the Cardinals up here.
I don't even if they have Darius Robinson, I don't think he's very good.
All right. Here we go. Lose to the Bills week 1. Yeah, probably. Then host the Rams. I think they beat the Rams in week 2. I think they stun the world.
I can take that.
I think the Cardinals are going to be about a mediocre football team next year, and that means winning some teams winning against some teams you're not expected to beat.
Yeah, honestly, I could see them cheesing one over the Rams.
There you go. Lose to the Lions, yeah. Beat the Commies, yeah. They're going to get swept by the Niners.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Niners is a much better ball club than they are. Rob,
yeah,
loss here. Okay. Then we've got, let's see, Packers loss, Chargers win, Dolphins loss, Bears loss, Jets loss. Bye week, they lose in Seattle.
They were not. They were quite bad in Seattle last year.
They lose in
Give me
Seattle.
the Hawks.
Lose to the Vikings. They beat the Seahawks. with us in attendance.
Seahawks always play good in the desert, man, but
They always play horrible. They actually, you know what? This
they
is gonna
always
be
win.
my
They,
prediction is
okay,
it's gonna be
okay,
a
let's do
tie.
it. Let's do it. 6-6 again.
Is it gonna be a
I
tie?
predict another tie.
Wait, what are their records right now?
At this point, the Cardinals are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cardinals are 3-9. I'm not gonna look at what the Seahawks are.
Um,
To be honest, 'cause
it'll
I
be
think Seattle
just
wins
like that.
Arizona.
Jason Myers is going to miss a bunch of kicks. So we'd have scored a touchdown. We do score a touchdown. Myers misses the PAT and like misses kicks like they did in that last time they tied.
This is a tie right here.
Damn, I'm taking Seattle, but all right. I
All
like
right,
it.
I'm taking Seattle. They don't lose in the desert.
They should have lost last year.
Exactly, and they didn't. They didn't. That's what I'm saying. They should have. They're really good in the desert, except in the Super Bowl, man.
I'm putting money down. The Seahawks are not going to sweep the Cardinals. I will put money down.
Put money on when we're down there. I'll make the bet with you. I think they win that
Although,
game.
I mean, if the Cardinals win in Seattle,
Honestly,
I'm not
I'd
worried.
be more worried about the Cardinals winning in Seattle.
Really?
I just feel like we're lucky in the desert. We're just lucky there, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm still remembering the late 2010s games where it felt like those games were always either ties or extremely ugly.
And we'd win. That's the thing. Except
Yeah,
that tie.
overtime. There was like 2 ties in there, I think.
No, there's only one.
Oh, I thought there was 2.
It was that Steven Hauschka and their kicker, I forget his name, missing a bunch of kicks. All right. Dedicated Whams. You
Hold
think
on.
that I remember you said you think there was a team they were going 3 and they were going to sweep.
I need to look this up. Hold on. Game results. Here we go. No, I'm looking at the history of the series right here.
We did lose in 20 at that was the DK Metcalf called back to overtime one.
Oh yeah, look at that. Never mind. Yeah, you guys are way worse against them in Seattle.
I told you, man. I told you.
Okay,
We're
but
lucky in the desert.
all these games were extremely ugly.
Oh yeah, they were. I've never denied that. But we've won them, is what I'm saying.
Except the one you tied. All right.
And the one we lost. And that was actually the only non-ugly game. It was really fun.
Let's see.
That we only lost that game because someone made an idiotic decision to like rough the long snapper or something and extended the last drive that they tied it or something. I forget what happened. I think it was Quentin Jefferson maybe. I forget who it was, but it was just
Yeah,
maybe Kerry Hyder.
maybe I should flip this. Since 2013, the Cardinals have a winning record in Seattle.
Andy or what's his name had a it's too late. Can't go back now. But what's his name had a I always forget his name.
None of that matters.
Mr. Redman, the Red Man, ring with the Tampa.
John Ryan.
No. The coach,
Oh, Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians. He would have good luck in Seattle. He would. And then we lost in Seattle the year Russ went down too. And the Cards were having a decent year. All right.
Nice.
So earlier you hinted at that there was an NFC West team you think they're sweeping. Is that the Rams?
It was not the Rams.
You thought? Wait, who do you think they were sweeping?
I thought they had a good chance sweeping the Seahawks.
That is not happening, my friend. I'll tell you that right now. At worst, split. At worst, a split. You're way too high on them. You are a confirmed hater.
5-10.
I don't think that's horribly unrealistic. I really
They
don't.
were 4-11 or 4-13 last year, and I think they got much better in the offseason. And they've also got a full season of Kyler Murray now.
Rob, think of it this way: Beau's in Arizona now. He's
True.
around a lot of Cardinals fans and a
I'm
lot
not,
of
hey,
Cardinals
hey,
fans.
hey, if you've ever been to Arizona, you know I'm not around a lot of Cardinals fans.
All right, let's get to it.
Optimism.
Cards at Rams. What's the pick, boys?
Rams.
I'm picking the Rams.
Rams.
I'll pick the Rams, sure.
And then they lose to the Niners.
Yeah.
Nice.
Could that be Russ starters? What's the Niners record?
Niners record. I mean, the Niners are going to end up
Good
with
enough to rest starters.
Niners are going to finish with the 1 seed in the NFC if we're being realistic.
No, they won't. It's gonna be the Lions.
The Lions beat the Niners.
Yeah, but are we seriously saying the Niners are going to lose 2 of the remaining games here?
No, you're right. I don't think either of them split or sweep. I do think the Seahawks are going to win the primetime game against the Niners at home. I think they're going to do it.
They haven't in years.
Years, like 3.
Every year the Seahawks Niners game is in primetime, and every year the Seahawks.
Ever since we moved on from Russ, that is.
Guess what? Russ still isn't here.
Different coach, different staff. Coach that can actually play defense.
Okay, but also an offensive scheme with a rookie OC who's never called an NFL game before.
I mean, I know what I have seen in the preseason in camp. I would have been
third stringers and fourth stringers with their starters, mind you. Seahawks starters were playing a lot in those games.
No, they did not. They didn't. Geno played 1 series in all the preseason. So uninformed and wrong. Hater Nation.
All I'm saying is I'd be surprised if the Seahawks get 8 wins.
What? You don't know what's coming, man. You don't know what's coming here.
Bro, you gotta. I'm not even
8 wins. 8 wins is surprising. You don't know what's coming, man. They're winning more than 8. I'm telling you right now.
All right, cool. They'll win 9. They're the same as last year. Then I don't know. They're not getting to double-digit wins. I'll put money down. They will not be.
I'll make that bet.
All right, let's put money down.
Yeah, let's do it.
They're not getting to double-digit wins.
How much?
I don't know. Double digits.
$20.
Deal. $20. Seahawks. We'll shake on it, right? Oh, we'll virtually shake on it.
Not bad, guys.
There you go. All right.
They are knocking off the Niners here. I truly believe this. Pete Carroll's going to raise the flag.
We talked about the roster in the pregame, actually, so we won't do that again.
Pete Carroll's raising the flag. Mike McDonald's had Brock Purdy in shambles last year. Right. Niners were not as good as they were last year.
I'm picking, so Daniel, you get to be the
Niners were not as good last year. I firmly believe, with everything that I have on this one, that the Seahawks are going to win this one.
Rob, I'm so sorry to do this to you, man. I have to take the Niners in this.
All right, go back to the Lions schedule.
Hell. It was all transactional. It was never pure. It was never.
I think the Seahawks are going to split with the Niners. I really do.
If it makes you feel better, I think. Yeah.
I am not as high on the Niners this year.
Mike McDonald's kind of struggled with the Rams last year.
I think they split.
I think that's fair. I think they lose in Seattle because they always lose in Seattle, and the Rams are coming up.
Yeah. Give me the Seahawks off a bye for the Niners, man. They're going to be off a bye with rest and with a whole lot of plans.
Hold on, we haven't gotten Daniel's prediction for the Rams Seahawks yet.
Oh, I'm taking the Rams too.
Okay. Off the bye in San Francisco, give me the Niners.
It's a split.
Yeah.
The Niners are way step back from last year. Come on.
I can tell Rob really wants Seattle to beat the 49ers, and you know what? I empathize with him. I think Seattle is going to go into San Francisco, and they're going to absolutely they're going to show them up, man. I think Seattle wins.
Wow.
They're going to get a split.
I really think they're going to split this year. I really do. I think they're light years ahead of schematically of where they've been the last 5 years. And I think that really makes a difference.
But is that still catching up to the Niners?
I think the Niners are taking a step back, man. I really do. I don't think the talent's the same. They don't have Eric Armstead. They might not have Ayuk, and you got dudes getting older. You got more wear on Christian McCaffrey. You got more wear on Trent Williams. You got more wear on George Kittle. Brock Purdy has not looked very good this preseason. I think, and then you lose Dre Greenlaw for probably most of the year. I really think they're taking.
I think you got to remember something. Beau grew up in Northern California. And he
The
grew up
Niners.
with a lot of Niners fans.
I'm thinking realistically.
So
I'm
he's
looking.
usually
I'm
pretty high
looking
on
at their
them.
past 5 games. Guess how many the Seahawks won?
We've lost all. Well,
How
one of
many
them was a
were? How
playoff
many
game.
were even close? How many were one possession? One of them.
New coach, new scheme, and worse Niners team and better Seahawks team.
I don't know if it's that much better of a. Okay, actually, it is a better Seahawks team. I'll admit.
I think just being
Not much
healthy
better.
makes it a much better team.
I don't know if it's much better though.
I mean, we're not starting
And I also
Stone
think the
Forsythe and
Niners are
Jake
about-
Curhan at tackle.
I think the Niners are about the same as they were last year, talent-wise.
No Eric Armstead.
Okay, it's one player. That's one player. If
No
Brandon
Dre
Ayuk's
Greenlaw.
traded, that's a different conversation.
No Dre Greenlaw.
He might be back at this point in the season. Achilles recoveries are better than they've ever been.
Trent Williams is old, man. Christian McCaffrey's had a lot of wear.
He's old. He's also still the best left tackle. And
Happens quick. Fall off happens quick. I don't even know he's gonna play. So
by week 11, the contract will be sorted. But
we said that about Le'Veon.
I've been outnumbered, so it doesn't matter. And then
This winning in for the Seahawks. We said split. I think they're gonna win it.
We said split, so I'll give it to you, and they get the mini bye. 10-7. I mean, shoot, all we need to do to change that, and I get $20. So, and I'm very confident that's gonna happen. So.
It ain't.
10-7 Seahawks. How about that?
I think 10 wins is very possible.
No, I got a feeling they're going to be 10-7 as well.
Let's go.
I feel like Seattle's just got. They're a competent franchise, man. I think they have a nice coaching staff.
I mean, everything I've heard has been really, really good. I really think they're going to surprise people this year. We haven't lost the Jets and the Bears here, so
yeah, and the Jets are probably a playoff team. Maybe
it ain't happening, man. Aaron Rodgers going to get hurt again.
If Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt, the Jets will be a playoff team.
I don't know. AFC's tough.
Yeah, but they've won probably the top 2 or 3 defenses in the AFC, plus a much improved receiver room and a much improved offensive line.
I gotta see it to believe it, man. Just end the suffering.
All right.
I don't know if Saleh's a good coach.
I don't know if he is either, but
look at that PFF grade we have the top rated linebacker from last year.
Oh, yeah,
and the second rated center.
Those are things that equal
that matter very much. Yeah, I know, right? They don't.
Let's see. So I mean, we've only got 2 more games on the entire schedule left to pick, and those are both the Rams and Niners games. So how about we just knock out the Rams and Niners all at once, and then hop into the schedule prediction?
I mean, the biggest thing that matters here is
the
big elephant in the room.
No more Aaron Donald in LA. No more Ernest Jones in LA.
I can't believe how little he got traded for, man. I really can't. They did upgrade their guards.
I think offensively they're better than they were last year.
Yeah, they got Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, they got Colby Parkinson. Actually, let's go into nickel. Sorry.
12
personnel. Yeah, on offense here.
Wasn't it still Higbee?
Yeah, so Higbee. Wait, is Higbee hurt? Higbee might be hurt right now.
They got a lot of injuries, man. A lot of dudes are banged up.
I like the work they did on the interior of the offensive line here, getting Jackson and Dotson. Or Dotson they got last offseason, but bringing back Dotson, getting Jonah Jackson.
Yeah.
Marcus Robinson had a pretty good year. Cooper Kupp obviously had a great
year. That Kyron Williams is returning punts.
Yeah.
That's I would never put a good player in risk of punts, to be honest.
Let's see. Tre'Davious White still kicking it out there at corner. They got Darius Williams back too.
Definitely a big reclamation project for Trey White.
Yeah.
Injuries just killed him, man. He's a good player.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. They got Braden Fisk. Obviously, no one's gonna step in and replace Aaron Donald 1-to-1, but
you gotta, The big thing is how much is he going to play? Because his biggest issue is going to be the run game, right? So if he plays on more exclusive passing downs, he'll be solid. He'll be good. It's just how and you got dudes up front that you can hide him with Kobe Turner and Bobby Brown. But it's like, those are big guys. How much can they play, right? So at some point you gotta just defend the run, and we'll see if he can.
I think it might actually be better on the edges now with Verse in there across from Byron Young. Tennessee Byron Young, not Alabama Byron.
Yeah, that was so funny that we had two defensive linemen with the same name.
Yeah. Christian, who's Hummel? I actually have no idea.
I don't know who this is, man. All right, let's speed this up a little bit because I gotta pee so bad.
Okay, Cam Curl. That's a pretty good addition. Okay, now talking about the Niners here. You're gonna see they're pretty much the same unit they were last year, to be quite honest with you. We'll go to nickel defense here. Offensive line.
CFL players to me.
Dominic Pooney's getting rave reviews out of training camp and preseason, so maybe there's hope there. That the offensive line outside of Trent Williams might actually be.
McKivitz has been.
Cole McKivitz is horrible.
He's really bad.
Really solid.
Not even his O-line, not even Shanahan's O-line magic can cover that up.
Yeah. Really solid receiver room. They've also got Ricky Pearsall, so that's fun. Let's see, Brock Purdy, best running back in the game in CMC. Yeah, I mean they're all.
I know what it is now, Daniel. I know what it is now.
What is it?
It's his old, long time Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he used to be a Stanford fan, of course.
There it is. We found it out.
Bo is a secret Niners fan, confirmed.
We uncovered the truth.
All right,
here's the reality, though.
He's the best running back in the game.
Bo, here's the reality, my guy. This Niners roster is full of CFL players. They're all terrible.
We're talking about the Niners, not the Packers.
These guys, I gotta help my guy Rob out, though. These guys all belong on the Toronto Argonauts, not the San Francisco 49ers.
Replacing Eric Armstead with Malik Collins is stuff ain't. Leonard
Actually,
Floyd
Malik Collins actually was dominating in preseason reps.
Didn't you say that preseason means nothing, though?
Yeah, but the same against starters in these preseason reps.
The reps I was seeing Niners fans go crazy that were against backups.
I think
we know what we have.
A guy named Javon Hargrave.
I know what we have in Malik Collins.
They've also still got a guy named Nick Bosa out there. I think their defense line is going to be all right. Diamador Lenore, as much as I hate to hype up a Oregon guy, he's been really solid for him as well. Isaac Yiadom having a little career resurgence after he was a bust in Denver. Good for him. Charvarius Ward. There you go. Good linebacker tandem would be better if what's his face is out there. Drake Greenlaw.
All right, let's call the games, boys.
All right.
I'm about to explode.
All right. If you need to go on mute for a second, me and
Hey,
Dave.
No,
man,
I want to finish.
All right. Here we go. I was actually hoping to see if we could make at least these Thursday picks too, but we'll see.
We can make them.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
We've only got two games to pick. We got Niners at Rams and Rams at Niners. I think Niners sweep because they always sweep the Rams.
They do have the Rams numbers. They do.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Fuck it.
All right, Rams sweep or Niners sweep.
All right, who's got the 1 seed?
I think it ends up being Detroit, actually.
No.
Yeah,
Niners.
still. Nope, never mind. Niners win the tiebreaker.
Damn, that's rough.
Oh man, sweeps over Chicago. Yeah, there we go. Wait, let's check out Niners here. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, because it's a three-way tie. If it was just Niners and Lions, then I think
the Eagles.
But the three-way tie with the Eagles brings in common opponent record.
All right,
I have a proposition, boys.
Yeah.
We come back tomorrow with playoff predictions and college football picks.
All right, that's fair. I like that plan.
All right, boys, send us off, Danny.
Closing thoughts. Matt LaFleur belongs to the CFL.
if one of us is in the CFL, all of us are in the CFL. If one of us hit like, all of us hit like. If one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks.